Okay, so we're going to talk about search results on Preply and how to top them out. Because, like I said before, I'm quite often number one on the search results for the mathematics tutors, and I get a lot more students that way. I get way too many students that way. I had to up my price up to $35. I used to be on 20, and I was very happy on 20. It was really good pay, but I just got too many people. I was working 80 hours a week. 90 hours a week sometimes, and things got a bit too crazy, so I just kept pushing my price up to 25, 27, 30, and eventually to 35, and that stopped so many people contacting me. I still get a lot of students. I'm still working 60-hour weeks, so I've got over 100 students live, which is another video in itself about how to manage all that. But okay, so the idea is to explain to you, how does the Preply algorithm work? One thing that gets you really, really high on the search results, something you can do as a new tutor, is open up your availability. I opened up my availability when I started teaching, and I've seen a couple of guys do this as well. You make yourself available 24 hours a day, which does mean you will be teaching at 3 o'clock in the morning. I do teach at 3 o'clock in the morning. I start my day at 2:30 in the morning. I start teaching students in Dubai around that time, and then I start teaching at 2:30. I teach continuously all through the day, and I have a few hours off here and there, and I used to finish at 11 p.m. So I used to work from 2:30 in the morning to 11 p.m. So I used to work really long hour days, and then I'd sleep about 3 hours at night, 2.5 hours some days. And that's tough, but it does get you up there. One thing that Preply really looks at is how available you are. Second thing is response time. Yeah, I try to keep the response time low. I've been aiming to keep my response time down to 1 hour minimum, and I basically just hang out on the computer all day long. Now I'm teaching all day long on the computer. That's easy. Every time I get a message, I respond to it instantly, and that keeps your response time down. Is one thing that Preply really looks for in the search results and the algorithm is your response time, and also quality of response. I mean, this is something we have to do in client satisfaction, but I never copy and paste responses. I only have one response that I copy and paste, which is all my contact details. The rest of it is all handwritten, personalized responses, and people really respond to that. A good profile description. I mean, we're going to do a whole video on this, but the longer your profile description, the higher you are on the search results. I've talked to Preply about this. I've been to all the Zoom meetings. I've heard all their stuff about it, about how they let little snippets go here and there about how the system works. And they say one of the things is really the length of your profile description is really, really important. A couple of years ago, I guess, I upped my profile description to a really, really long text because nobody else has that. And I tried to write a very detailed, high quality text and no copy and pasting. Everything has to be unique and different. I see a lot of profiles are just copy and pasted. There's a whole bunch of sections underneath, specialized sections, like if you're specialized in SATs or algebra or geometry, and most people just copy and paste the same thing every single one. You need to sit down and spend a long time putting a lot of detail and thought into that. Start with a low price. Get your price really low down. You're in a really high competitive world. Preply loves competition. It doesn't like anything else. It just seems to be like a fighting ground, like a battleground to get your students. There's no way for us to work together as tutors, unfortunately, and I really, really want to change that. I don't know how to do it just yet. There's no way for us to work together. We are in strict competition with each other, which means that if I can provide a good quality of service for $10 an hour, I'm going to get a lot of students. If I can provide it for $5 an hour, I'm going to get a lot of students. The whole point of dropping your price down low is to get your number of hours you're teaching up, your own personal experience, get that up, because obviously you're not used to working online in an online environment, unless you already have a job, and then you don't really need this one. So get your own personal experience up, but also get those hours up. You're trying to get your stats up. Also, Preply take a commission for the first couple of 100 hours. And after that, the commission flattens out to 18%, which I think is a really good rate. They take 18% of the pay, which is great. If you look at Amazon and eBay and like the other online, like YouTube, how much commission they take a lot more. So these guys are taking a small finder's fee. It's not so bad. It's absolutely fine. But I worked, initially I started, my price was $10. But it wasn't so competitive back then. There was only 200 math tutors when I started. Now there's 700. And English tutors are through the roof. There's 10,000 of them. It's crazy. So you're up against a lot of competition. I got a couple of new tutors who are working with me. And after a bit of talking, they dropped their price down to $2, to $3. And then the students just fly in. They get a whole lot of students. They get a lot of experience. They get really good at what they're doing. Then they can bump up that price, as I did. I started on $10 and slowly went up to 15 after about 6 months. And then after a year, went up to like 20, and then very, very slowly. And then the last little bit, I bumped it all up to 35 because it was going crazy. But I had to get thousands and thousands of hours in before I could even get that price up. So you got to get your stats up. Oh, reviews. Oh yeah, there's reviews on your profile. I don't have any reviews. I don't care about reviews at all. I think it's like that like button on YouTube. It doesn't do anything. Does it do anything? So the reviews on Preplay, I think they're just self-serving for Preplay. I think they're good enough to say Preplay can say, oh yeah, we got like fantastic tutors. They're really good. Like everyone's really good. If you look at all the reviews, everyone gets 5 stars. Everyone's really, really good. Very occasionally you'll find someone who's got like 0 stars or something. They don't last long. They get taken off, I think. So I think the reviews are completely worthless. I have a few reviews. I don't push my students. I don't ask them. I don't hassle them. I just get on with the teaching. I prefer that.